I'll tell you what, I was worried about the wrong team today. Clearly worried about the wrong team because I did know one of the three in the title race will drop points. I had a strong feeling. I thought it was Liverpool. I thought Brentford was going to give us a contest. But the only thing that they gave away was Liverpool's goals. I feel like they gave away 3 of those Liverpool goals. So many defensive errors, poor. They didn't really show up in that game. Arsenal are just steamrolling teams. It's crazy, but we'll get into it. Let's first start at City. City are the team to drop points today. Liverpool now firmly in control of this title race. City were poor in the first half. Besides City being poor, we have to credit Chelsea. We have to give credit where it's due. It seems like Chelsea just show up when it's Man City. Because clearly even in the last game, they started off so aggressive. They came at City and they drew 4-4. Deservedly so. They could have won the game. But again, in this return leg at the Etihad Stadium, Chelsea were phenomenal in the first half. Nicholas Jackson, you gotta put those chances away. For me, I don't know, it's like you want to love him. Nicholas Jackson, you really want to love him. He gets involved, he runs, he works his socks off, he makes his runs in behind. He's good sometimes with interplay, with interlinking play, coming in, dropping deep, collecting the ball. He's good. He's so good at that. It's just his finishing. You've got to put away those chances. If he takes his chances, Chelsea go into the break leading 2-0. But he missed it, but he made up for it with the pass that he gave to Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling again haunts his former team, just like Cole Palmer in the first leg, and just like Sterling again as well in the first leg. I feel like he scored. If I remember correctly, he did also score in the first leg. Raheem Sterling scores at the Etihad. That's so weird to say, but he didn't celebrate out of respect, which is a little nice to see. But Chelsea were phenomenal in that first half. For me, much the better team. They at least deserve a point for this game. We did say that the only way I saw Chelsea getting something from this game is if they also go at Man City. If they were going to sit back, they were going to lose this game, and that's what they did in the second half. Before Man City's equalizer came in, City had 91% possession for that last 10 minutes. For that 10-minute spell, City had 91% possession. That's impossible to maintain. That's impossible to cope with that. Pochettino threw on Trevor Chalobah to go 5 at the back. They were clearly feeling the pressure, but they were not going to hold on. You hardly get away with the clean sheet at the Etihad Stadium. So I thought maybe that was the incorrect approach to end the game. I thought Chelsea still could have had a threat on the counter if Mauricio Pochettino decided to still have some threat. But again, very hard decision. You're leading 1-0. You're going to try and protect it. So I guess, the natural thing to do, but it wasn't sustainable, the football that Chelsea were trying to play in the second half. Clearly not sustainable. But I was impressed. Excel Desasi, we apologize. We were not familiar with your game, Desasi. That was a brilliant performance. Almost perfect. Almost got away with the clean sheet. Haaland had a stinker. I'm sorry. Haaland had a stinker. 3 headers, if I'm not mistaken. At least 2 of them should have went in my opinion. He would be very disappointed with his performance. He did score 2 goals in the previous game, but he hasn't been firing. Also coming back from injury. Maybe he's not as sharp as he should be, but definitely cost City 2 extra points today. Rodri himself, he saved his more than 50 game unbeaten record. He dragged the game and saved that record for his own self. So crucial. He scored 7 goals this season. Still the best CDM in the league, still the best CDM in the world for me. Rice is doing well, probably signing up this season as well at Arsenal. But, it's a different level when you're talking about Rodri, with all due respect. What a game. You can clearly see Pep Guardiola's frustrations, especially when the first goal came in. Kyle Walker, we know he's struggling with a few off-the-field issues. But this season, how many times have they cut in and scored on his side? They literally chopped him. Sterling chopped him. Anthony Gordon chopped him. Alexander Isak chopped him. He's given a goal at Sheffield. He's really not having the best of seasons so far, Kyle Walker, defensively. So yeah, unfortunately, again, another goal coming from City's right side, and another clean sheet goes away from Manchester City. I thought Ederson did well. He came and smothered a few goals that Chelsea could have scored, especially that Nicholas Jackson chance. But City again concede goals. Being fair, Chelsea deserve at least a point from that game. I thought they were brilliant. Maybe again a game of two halves, but Chelsea were brilliant. Let's give credit where credit is due. Mauricio Pochettino again seems to have Pep's number. He's giving him sleepless nights, that's for sure. Another twist in the title race, and it's becoming very, very interesting. What a game. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Going back to Liverpool, again, Mo Salah comes on for 50 minutes and provides a goal and assist. This boy just does ridiculous numbers. Let's be honest, we were raving about KDB when he came back from injury and already started putting assists on the board. But Mo Salah just did that also in 15 minutes. Again, player on the same level as KDB, one of the best players in the league. He's criminally, for me, underrated because the numbers he puts up, insane numbers. I just don't know how he does it consistently every game. He's really impressive. His goal contributions are so impressive. Like, the numbers that he does are just ridiculous. Like, Salah's inevitable, and he has Luton next at Anfield. You probably think, you assume he scores. You could get a hat trick or something. So Liverpool once again steamrolling teams. They just keep going. They lost Curtis Jones and Diego Jota to injury. Jota's so injury prone. He was player of the month. He was on a good run. He was having a good run. He was voted player of the month, and he's injured again. And he just bangs. Diego Jota somehow scores, but not anymore. He's back. Injured again. It's really disappointing. Somehow Liverpool adapt. They already lost Trent Alexander-Arnold, already lost Thiago also after a 15-minute spell at Arsenal. He was out for months, came back 15 minutes, touched pitch, came out injured. Alisson injured again. I don't know what's going on with Liverpool and their injuries, and we know that that's cost them a few titles, to be fair. So it's very, very impressive, the job that Jurgen Klopp has done with these limitations, with fairly a new squad, with all these signings. Initially, he didn't really have a CDM he can trust, but Endo is maybe proving to be worth the deadline day move that he made. Not deadline day, but sort of last minute move. Desperate, he was seen desperate after they lost out on a few CDMs, but Liverpool keep going, and they're going to beat Luton at Anfield. So again, they just keep putting points on the board and then saying, over to you, Arsenal, over to you, Man City. And Man City have now cracked for the first time under pressure. City are here, will play. I think their next games involve a lot of the big five. So they still have, obviously, Spurs at the Tottenham Stadium. They haven't won there in the league since its inception. They have Liverpool at Anfield. That's going to be a very, very big one. City will still host Arsenal, to be fair, at the Etihad. Arsenal would be pretty confident now more than ever to probably get something from that game. We know historically it's not a very kind fixture for them. But Arsenal, let's quickly talk about Arsenal. They are absolutely trampling teams. 5-0 against Crystal Palace. 3-1 against Liverpool. What's more impressive is that Liverpool only had one shot on target in that game. 6-0 against West Ham away. And now 5-0 against Burnley away. For me, that's Burnley done, by the way. To be fair, that's Burnley all but relegated. Unfortunately, that's what I feel like. But Arsenal, very, very impressive. Even Kai Havertz scored a very sexy goal, by the way. A little nutmeg on the defender and then a cool finish. Kai Havertz, 60 million down the drain. Kai Havertz scores again. That's a beautiful goal. Let's be fair, it's a beautiful goal. Arsenal, what a time to be an Arsenal fan. I think Arsenal probably the more believing team, the more solid team overall. People say Arsenal will take care of themselves, known as bottlers. Somewhere, somehow, they trip themselves. They trip themselves up. They shoot themselves in the foot. But I don't know. Maybe they've learned from last season. Maybe they're building on from last season, and they haven't lost. I feel like they haven't lost against a top team this season, Arsenal, if I'm not mistaken. City haven't won against the top team, by the way, to put that in contrast. So it's a very, very interesting title race that we are up for. Clearly a 3-horse race. It is going to be, I feel like, a title race that goes all the way. I think these 3 teams all have enough quality in them to really make something out of the season. They're giving us a very memorable title race. It's been a while since we've had 3 horses in it. So with that being said, absolutely amazing day again of Premier League football. Very impressive Liverpool, extremely impressive Arsenal. City drop points. I guess that's good for the league. That opens the league up. And you know what? We don't know at this moment. I still feel like you can't necessarily call it. I don't know who you have or who you backing to win this title, but it's looking extremely impressive. Right now, the teams in red are in firm control. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed our video. Please subscribe and I'll see you on the next video.